All right. Welcome to another episode of Fitfam. And this is Hilary, Miss Natural Olympia.
And this is Doug, the Formulator.
And so we took a look at requests that have come in and decided to do a podcast based on a few of those requests. And it has to do
With our concierge clients, what we kind of do together, a little bit outside of OHS, although it's also a big part of our mission, and outside of bodybuilding a bit. So,
it's really the program that we put together and lay out for clients and then help hold them accountable more from the angle of tracking progress and keep them in the know and making adjustments as needed based on our years of experience. But it's a program to help people reach optimal health, and we explain a lot as to have more high performance moments in life.
yeah, I think what's really exciting and really cool about what we do with our, and mainly we work with top CEOs and their spouses and their families. And
Yeah, executives, athletes,
yeah,
people that have reached a very, very high level of attainment in whatever it is, right? Their business, their sport, whatever it is. And the reason that that's actually kind of cool and kind of important is really based on the fact that once you've achieved something at a high level, you usually look to health as something as, man, a crux, something that you're not a crux, an absolute need.
yeah, an absolute need. And I think at that point, you also realize like what is most important, and realize that you want to perform at this level for as long as you can. You want to have these experiences with your family for as long as you can. And so, but what makes it really cool is that we have a mission to help people become their healthiest version, their best self, their healthiest, most,
Productive.
longevity productive. And if their desire is to start to get off prescription drugs that they've been on, that's our goal, is to help them do that. If their desire is to lose weight, our goal is to do that. Our goal is overall health. And within optimal health systems, that's what we try to do and teach to our doctors, who then teach it to their patients. And it goes out and then they teach it to their families. And what we've realized with our clients right now is that our goal and our mission is being furthered through these high executive clientele, that they are now able to take our mission of optimal health and then spread it to their audience. So an audience that maybe we wouldn't be able to touch through optimal health systems, where we work mainly with doctors. So it's kind of an extension that way to further our mission.
Absolutely. And really, how it came about was really far back when we were working with the NBA and professional athletes in different sports. One of the owners of a team in Phoenix said, "Can you do the same thing for me that you're doing for the athletes?" And we're like, absolutely. In fact, probably a little bit easier, because with athletes, they're at such a high level. Our job is really to help them create more high performance moments, that they're great. Which, how do we find a way to make it so they can have more of those moments?
You
And
scored a certain amount of points in this game. What was different? How can we recreate that for the next one? That kind of thing.
absolutely. And so, from the owner standpoint, he was like, wait a second, I know that I'm extremely productive at times and I make $1 million decisions and I do this. Can I get more of those moments, just like the players have, the goal to get more of those high point games and productivity there? And this kind of light bulb went off, and I'm like, wow, not only can we, this is, going to be something, like I mentioned, might be a little bit easier than the athletes, because usually all of us that aren't professional athletes have a few areas in our life that we know we need to improve on, right? And we just work on it and we get some great results. We're able to move the needle a lot. So in this case, Jerry Colangelo was able to reduce his cholesterol, improve his heart disease risk, but also improve productivity, and being able to get more done within a certain amount of hours. Not so much that he had more energy to add hours, but just more productivity in those hours. And that kind of started, and we really didn't get back to that till me and Hillary
A few years ago.
a few years ago. We really got back to where, really, what is the big plan and mission of OHS? And we realized, just like you said, that there are so many people that we won't be able to touch, that might not resonate with us and that vibe, but here's a group
Or
of
just
people.
our reach can only go so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, but there is a group of people that, have these huge reach of people, whether they're companies or influence, that they'll be able to touch if we can help them. And so that was kind of a cool thought.
Yeah, so I like you mentioning the cholesterol thing. Also, some people come to us, and most of it is by word of mouth. We get clients basically through current clients that are referred, and then we take on who we can. We have a wait list because we can only take on so many. We have a team behind Doug and I that kind of help us accomplish everything that we want to, but it's really personalized program. And so we're really careful about who comes on, and we have to be careful with their time and our time. But
yeah, and the majority of the time it's couples, and the few times that we maybe bring one person on, usually their spouse will come on. If we brought on a couple of women that were high level executives and their husbands actually came on, and then the opposite happens, right, a lot of times. But we try to bring on couples because we found that they actually hold each other accountable, and they also rat on each other, which is super great for us.
they rat on each other. That's funny.
Like they'll say he cheated or she cheated, and they wouldn't normally say it, but
No, but everybody knows it's
true, though.
It's that much easier when you have your spouse involved with your health goals. So, and then also, I was just going to say, some people come to us for a specific need or desire, and we can accomplish that, and we accomplish that quickly. For example, somebody last year came to us because, was it blood pressure? Mm-hmm. And he had siblings and other family members die of heart attacks, right? Mm-hmm. And just knew with his high stress job that was something that he needed to address. So
like 160 over 110, which is really high, and within our first month we got it back down to 120 over 80. In fact, 110 over 70, which is much healthier than 120 over 80.
Right. And he had said, you're not going to be able to do it. I've gone to lots of doctors. And so, I've been on every diet you can think of, and we were pretty confident, and we were able to do that. And we've been working with him, his wife, and his daughter for over a year now, and they've been incredible. So,
and some clients have come to us for this mental clarity. They're like, you know what, I'm pretty dialed in that, but I want to be more focused. I want more high performance moments. I know I can get my mind straight. Others losing weight, whatever it is. But you think, well, why are we making a podcast about this? One is, I think of a couple reasons, and maybe think of a few more, but one is just so you can see the importance of health. And we mentioned that at the beginning, but one of our clients, David Meltzer, has a great quote, and it's like, when you're healthy or you have your health, you have 1,000 wishes, meaning you set your goals and do what you want. And but when you don't have your health, you only have one wish, right? You want your health. And we've all been there, right? We've all had even like headaches or stomach aches, things like that. We can't enjoy the moment. We can't be present, let alone a serious disease. And so that point is really, really important for everyone to understand, is that health should be your number one priority, so you can enjoy all these things more, and at a higher level you can be more present in them. So that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I don't know that Doug would ever say this reason, but I think the interest is just from people like, well, what is it that you do for people? What are they paying you to do? So just the sheer interest of what it is we do. And I mean like actual action items that we do. People know that, as we talked about, we can help with overall health and get, cholesterol in check and blood pressure and
energy, sleep,
and all of that. But the actual physical things that we do, so I thought it'd be interesting and fun for us to go over that.
I like that. I think that's a great thing. So let's kind of dive into that a little bit, into the nuts and bolts of exactly what we do with the clients, and understand that basically, again, the overall answer to that, when people say, what do you do as a couple? And the bottom line is, when a person comes to us in our concierge program, we tell them, look, unless you're cut, right? Unless you got to go to the doctor to get something sewn up, or there's some serious issue that is, life or death situation, we got you.
Yeah, we can help with most of it.
Yeah, and so Hilary mentioned our team, then we'll get in the nuts and bolts of it. The neat thing is, it's not just us, although the experience and stuff that we have, it's our team. It's Napoleon Hill's mastermind concept. We have medical doctors on our team, chiropractors, naturopaths, straight up PhD chemists, trainers, nutritionists, they're all on the team. And so if we don't have an answer and a client asks us something, one did today. One has an issue with a family member that has this huge thyroid issue. We've done the blood work and that, and I'm like, okay, I put it on the list this weekend. We're going to be with 175 of the top holistic doctors, I feel in the world. And a lot of the ones that come in to speak with us at our seminar, we'll sit around for a while on the night before it starts and talk about patients and different things. So we're going to use her as one of the patients that we talk about to get some of the top minds in the world to come up with the answer. So that's kind of what we provide overall. But let's get down to the nuts and bolts. And the thing that we'd like you to do with this is there might be some things that we talk about that we do with these clients, the concierge clients. You're like, hey, that's something I'd want to add into my regimen each day to be able to help me, reach optimal health. And so the first thing we do is our first meeting with our clients.
Yep, we discuss their ultimate goal. What is it that they're after? How can we assist them?
What have they done in the past?
Yeah.
To get there, the results they've got, why they don't feel they have the results that they wanted, is they're coming to us. And that's really important to find out, their goal, what they've done in the past, and, did they do it 100%? Was it the wrong approach? And that's where we find out about what, like drugs and not bad drugs.
Like any prescriptions that they're on, prescriptions that they've tried in the past, diets that have worked, diets that have not worked, workouts that they love, workouts that they don't.
Hormonal issues, TRT, hormone things like that.
And then also within that first one is when we schedule blood work, because as you know, we're very big on blood work. Your blood doesn't lie, and we get a lot of data from blood work.
And it ceases to amaze me that even after the amount of time we've been doing it together, and each of us individually, as far as just what we've done in life, competing professionally or my world, doing blood work for decades and stuff. And like, we'll talk to people and we'll both talk like, oh, it's going to be this. And we're still amazed once we do all the tests that these things that come up, like, gosh, I wouldn't have guessed that, but we need to get the real data. And so blood work, and that's what we do first, but we end up doing a bunch more tests, but we'll
get into that. So that's the first meeting, really. And in that meeting, we kind of schedule our next calls. So what we do is we have weekly accountability calls and
fitness check-ins. And everything all that we do revolves around our fitness acronym. So within that first call too, we also ask them to, within that week before we talk again, to create their health identity trait, because, that flows into focused, intense thought, nutrition, exercise, specific supplementation. Every time we talk weekly, we go over their fitness scores. They can score 1 to 9.
1 to 9.
9 is the top.
Doug doesn't give a 10.
No,
it's a 9.
9's the celestial number. 10.
9 is the best you can get. So every week they're rating themselves on focused, intense thought, giving themselves a number 1 through 9. Nutrition, how'd they do, 1 through 9. Exercise, how'd they do, 1 through 9. And their supplementation, how'd they do, 1 through 9. And then we discuss the ways that we can help them achieve a higher number for the next week.
Right. And if it's 9 or 8, we'll usually talk about it for a second. But if it's down 7, 6, or 5, we'll stop right there and we'll say, okay, why? What happened? Was it a mindset where you're not thinking about your health identity trait, the nutrition? What was it? And then we'll dig deep and then make a game plan to fix that for the next week.
So ideally, we try to get with our new clients when they come on with this within the first 8 weeks. So we try to sit down with them physically in person. In the past, we have traveled to them and we bring our equipment, everything that we use, to them.
Like Puerto Rico, everywhere in America, a lot of places we go.
A lot of places. So those tests, do you want to go through what we do?
So besides the lab work that we do, that most of you know, we have a program called Nutrients RX, OHS, anyone can do, where you can just order it, get your blood work done, get a custom pack made for you, and you can see your risk of disease. Anyone can do that. And we do that, but we take it to a higher level and really go into detail with it. But besides that, we also take a look at live blood. And we're really big on live blood to be able to basically poke the finger, and instead of staining it and counting the amount of cholesterol, much vitamin D, all that, we look at it live on a screen and we show it to the client. so they can see their red blood cells, they can see the white blood cells, and if the neutrophil white blood cells aren't acting like jellyfish and going and consuming, going through what's called phagocytosis, where it engulfs the antigens, things that shouldn't be in the blood. If it's not doing that, we know why. Certain vitamin deficiencies and things like that.
And the purpose behind the live blood is to be used as a tool to support the lab blood readout. So
And motivate, right.
and motivate. Yeah, it's very motivating to see your blood right there in front of your face on a screen, and to see how healthy your beautiful little cells are, or how much help that they need.
And we're really big on, for me, like on longevity factor, the red blood cells, remember, live to be up to 120 days old. And the part of that comes along with it is that we're supposed to live as a whole to 120 years. And a lot of things will correlate to the health of the little individual cell that you have trillions of, and how it relates to the whole. So we take a look at that, and very important. And that's why when you're 60, you're only halfway there. So
Doug swears when he turns 60, he'll be midlife 60, because he's going to live to 120.
So some of the other tests.
Okay, so some of the other tests. We have we have the blood pressure.
Blood pressure.
The smart pulse. Do you want to explain smart pulse?
Yeah, so basically we want to measure something called heart rate variability, and so we do that in person. We also measure arterial stiffness. As you get older, and if you go to give blood, or you have maybe some older parents or someone, a lot of time it's hard to give blood because they go to put the needle in and it rolls, right? And so they have to really hold on to it because it's hardening of the arteries. And the harder your blood vessels get, the sooner you die. It's an aging factor, because then the blood vessels can't expand and contract anymore. They're hard, what puts pressure on the heart, high blood pressure, and we have some issues. So we measure heart rate variability, the arterial stiffness, how well the arteries can flex, go back and forth, the actual blood flow in the body, and then we actually do calipers.
Okay, so then after we kind of do all of that, we get into the nitty gritty scale weight and body caliper, body fat. So we bring a scale, leave that scale so that they can constantly weigh themselves, and we can see throughout each meeting. And then we do body fat.
Right. And then depending on the situation, we'll do some special tests that measure the amount of calories your body burns. We'll be introducing with a new location of VO2 max.
So that's actually really exciting. So up until this year and into this year, we go to clients and we have traveled with big machinery. Like we had a body scan that we would bring. The difficulty with bringing those things is that they are very temperamental, and trying to check those things, it just has become difficult to bring them with us. So Doug and I are going to have a location in Las Vegas where our clients can come to us, because every single client that we have at some point is in Las Vegas multiple times a year for different conventions and seminars and that kind of thing. So it's a great place to have a longevity center.
Yeah.
So we are going to have that for our concierge clients
2024,
and we're really, really, really excited about that. So there we will be able to set up our body scan, and we will be able to have our VO2 max, a treadmill, so that we can get really in-depth numbers and data.
And we'll also have different things so they can enjoy the moment too. The infrared, red light therapy, being able to do hyperbaric chamber, all that stuff. But anyways, so basically we do a lot of different tests, and right now we're doing all the tests that enable us to know where they're at with their health internally, with the blood, from the numbers to the live blood, to externally from body fat, from measurements, being able to check all these different things so that we're able to then get the exact program, but one that is data driven, so that the client can know there's improvement. And that's one thing I think with a lot of the clients at that level, whether it's an athlete, whether it's a high level executive, is they're used to numbers and data, and so they really can get not just motivated, but they really can get on board and trust,
see results.
And see results. And I know one of our clients that we got when we first started together at this was like Russell Brunson and his wife Colette, And he gave a testimonial just speaking on one of his podcasts, and he says the return on investment, right? The ROI on this thing is crazy because the improvement I've had, I can't even, give you the amount of numbers as far as much more money I've made and just appreciation of life, of being more present with my family, and that it's priceless. And so for him, it comes down to numbers, right? Return on investment. And
Right.
it's really good. So we do the tests, and the key with that for each of you is do tests that you can get done that gives you data, right? Everyone can do their blood pressure. You don't even have to buy the $30 cup. You can go to Walgreens and get it done if you want. All of you can get the blood work done at least, I recommend once every 6 months. Everyone can get their body fat done, right? There's tests you can do that you should do. Sit down, standing push-ups you can do, right? That's your data. What is that number? And so get data, and then whatever program you do, go back and say, did it work? And if it worked, great, keep doing it. If not, change it up.
Right. And so we have different levels of our concierge clients, and depending on the level, the highest level, the things that they get from us in return for all of their hard-earned money is all of the tests that we perform, of course, and the data. We also provide all of their supplementation throughout the year. So any supplements that they might need, those come within the program. Peptides also come within the program. And what else?
Well, then they get a lot of fun tools, right? They get the special scales that hook up to us. They get a little meter that measures the heart rate variability and all those things. They get what's called Brain Tap, was our good friend Dr. Porter developed and helps with it. They are able to then do their meditation. It gives light, it gives sound, everything with it. And most of our clients, I'd say 90% of them daily use that. The Brain Tap, super great system. And then we end up giving a lot of the EMF shirts from different things and fun little things.
Yep, Doug's into all the new gadgets, of course. And then also a workout. So a workout that they can track throughout the year, and it changes throughout the year based on goals that they have. And then so a custom workout from an app. And then also nutrition depending on their goals. So either a macro-based nutrition plan or a clean eating plan.
And that's where Hilary comes in a lot too, that we found doing this is that the details on that, because some people want a complete macronutrient. In other words, how many carbs, proteins, and fat. Others say, just tell me what to eat morning, noon, and night, and give me a shopping list. And others say, give me, the basics, like stay away from this and eat more of this. And based on what people will follow the most, then we'll design that. And Hilary does great at, well, then go buy this from Costco instead of this, this versus the bad food, and makes those helps for them. And that really goes a long way with it. So they get the mindset with the Brain Tap, their goals, the HIT, the health identity trait, the nutrition plans, the exercise plans in detail, and workouts with a trainer there to support them live virtually. Calls. And then weekly calls where then we'll make changes and adjust. And a lot of times those calls end up being just things to help them realize that on that journey, you're going to experience different things. We had someone the other day say, I don't feel like I look as good. And really, that's a stage you go through when you start getting to that high level of, the body fat and the muscle and that. And because you've gone through it so many times, you're able to help them with that and say, no, that's a positive. Right. And here's, so a lot of times it turns into more of that type of a counseling session, to where we've been there, done that, or have had clients been there and done that, and we're able to help them with it. And so,
and then also blood work throughout the year. So at least blood work at least really at least 4 times a year, but sometimes it's more than that. Just because we want some different data depending on things that they're experiencing. So that's kind of it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of it. And we try to get with them a couple times a year, whether in this case now they come out to us or we go out to them. We're going to leave here in a few weeks and head on the road to, hit a lot of different places, Pittsburgh, Boston, Miami, Virginia Beach, and all that. And so we're real excited about it. But I think that the takeaway we're hoping from this again is, look, that if the people that are making enough money can choose to do whatever they wanted in the world, or maybe even have more of the freedom of time because of where they have put themselves in life, choose to double down on their health, to pay for concierge coaching at the highest level that's not cheap, then really what should the rest of us be focusing on in this and every day, getting after it, the grind, and that it should be our health. And we can do the majority of this on her own without much cost, right? You should get good whole food supplements. You should do your blood work, and there's a cost for that. But a lot of these things are just focus, intense thought, putting it down, following it, looking at it, adjusting as you need. And so really the key is just to get a buddy to help you.
Accountability coach.
Accountability coach. And many times for years and years, our accountability coaches are just friends, people that, are there with us. And still to this day, I have accountability coaches that are there because they do it, and I don't want to get in the cold plunge tub. And they're like, "You're getting in the cold plunge tub," So accountability coaches don't have to be just people that you hire. That could be people that are on board, know your plan, and they're there to help you stick with it too. And so, I think finishing up with that, a lot of people are asking, like, who are a lot of the clients and stuff, and I think. The key with it as we went through who our clients are in that is it's really this wide, diverse group of people from, again, the professional athletes, the high-level executives, people that have,
dentists,
billion-dollar companies, dentists,
people that do, they're high up in multi-level makeup.
Yeah, all kinds of businesses, right? One of them even was one I was going to prove wrong because he ate a lot of meat because this company was based on meat. And he actually proved me wrong because he only eats the organic grass-fed, and the blood was really, really good. But so it's all over the place.
Kidding. Yeah,
and absolutely. So the key is that it's not necessarily one group of people. It's everyone from every walk of life, but for the concierge program, it's usually ones that are at a place in life to where they can pick and choose what they do and how they go about doing it. So the takeaway again is the key is fitness, no matter whether we're doing it on an extreme budget and we're following the same principles, or people that can afford to do whatever they want when they want, still follow the fitness acronym to be able to reach optimal health, whether it's a professional athlete, executive, stay-at-home father, wife, college student, it doesn't matter. The key is a holistic, balanced program to help you reach optimal health. Absolutely.
Love it.
And so everyone could come visit us at the open house at our longevity home in Vegas, hopefully this year. Not hopefully.
This year. Whoa.
Going to make it happen. Yep. And so I'll leave this one takeaway if that's okay. It's what we did with our clients today. So we have one day that every week we have our clients and we talk to them on Zoom and we gave an assignment this week to them. And I already got some feedback from it that was amazing. And one of our clients wrote the book. His name is Ben Hardy, and he wrote a book. And
Be Your Future Self Now.
Be Your Future Self Now. And he wrote it right before something called 10X is Easier than 2X, which is a great book. But he went back just recently and on the Audible, right? So when you listen to it on Audible, he redid it based on some new research and things. And I listened to it the other day while being with one of our clients, and it absolutely was a game changer. And so we've challenged all of our people to create their health identity trait even deeper and listen to that book. Name of it again is?
Be Your Future Self Now.
Be Your Future Self Now by Ben Hardy on Audible. And look how it motivates you and inspires you and helps you determine how you should act daily by thinking, what would my 5-year self, so you 5 years out, say to you today? Would they say, get off the couch, do this, or eat this, or, be nicer to this person? And you look at it from that standpoint and say, oh gosh, that is, for me 5 years out, I'd tell myself X, and I should be doing this in order to be where I want to be in 5 years. And it's just a cool approach. So we give you all that assignment. We'd love to get your feedback on this. Again, please subscribe. Click the button to subscribe, because then it gives you notices that when these episodes come out. We'd love for you to share this with friends and family. We're on a mission to be able to help as many people as we can reach optimal health in a world that's committed to try to take it away from you. So we're excited about this mission and what we have.
Thanks for joining us. This is Doug the Formulator.
And this is Miss Natural Olympia, Hilary. Keep showing.
Next time.